Alright, well I'm at it again. I'm fishing for tench down in Surrey at Frensham Great Pond. I've probably been here an hour or so. Fishing with two rods, both on ground bait feeders, helicopter rigs. Fairly short hook lengths, probably 4 or 5 inches. Conditions today seem perfect. Managed to get what looks like a real cracking swim. There's not many swims on here, not as many as you'd think. It's a 60-acre water, but I don't reckon there's probably more than maybe 30 pegs, maybe. There is a platform somewhere that you have to wade out to. I don't know how big that is or how many fishermen can get on there. I couldn't find my waders. I was going to bring them, but I think I threw them away, thinking I would never need them. I don't know. I nearly bought a new pair today, and then I went to the shop and I forgot. I've got a bit of a bite there. Yeah, conditions are overcast, it's warm, wind is blowing into my face. It looks ideal. My only real concern at the moment is there's loads of small fish in front of me, topping all the time, obviously big shoals of rudd or something. I might have to resort to using something like boilie or artificial corn or big pellets or something, just to get through those little fish. I've not blanked. I've caught a perch on my second cast. I don't know, probably about 6 ounce or something. I had I've got one rod. My right hand rod is not far out, it's just on the edge of the reeds, and the other one's a sort of gentle lob. I'd say it's probably about 30 yards. my further rod, the 30-yard rod, I'm using a dendrobina, and that was out there for 10 minutes, and I brought it in, and the worm was completely munched down to a stub, so there's obviously loads of little rudd or something out there. Now during the night I expect them to not be feeding and not be a problem, but conditions being as they are, I'm kind of confident, that hopeful anyway, that there'll be some tench feeding now. So I'm hoping I can keep some bait on there. We'll see. I mean, my bobbin is just going bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm getting bleeps and stuff all the time. It's just going like that. I put some sweet corn on the near side rod. I had 4 maggots on there, and they were just gone when I reeled in. Even my artificial maggot was gone. I've got 2 grains of corn on the inside rod, and so far that's been okay. There's some big rudd in here. I don't know how big they get, but 2-pounders definitely. Tench up to sort of double figures. Interesting place, actually. Obviously a lot of bloodworm in here, the amount of midges, and you can see the skins of their little pupa where they've hatched. in the scum in the edge. There's loads of them, so you know the tench obviously will get stuck into them and sometimes be hard to catch. I'm guessing when they do get on the angler's bait, you know, you can apparently catch some really big bags of fish, 50 fish, you know, 50 tench. My bobbin's going mental again. I'm going to strike that, I think. What is it? Might just be a lump of weed. That's a lump of weed. Oh. Not a fish. There's a bit of this crappy weed on the bottom, but it doesn't seem to be a huge problem. I'll just take time to show you the rig. Big feeder. Short hook length of 15 pound braid worm, hair rigged worm, and then just a little doodah there, and a couple of float stops to actually hold the whole lot in place. Alright, I'm going to bung that back out. As I say, not a monster cast. I've only got 1.5 pound test curve rods, so with a feeder that size, which is probably weighing close to 5 ounces, I'd say. Not too clever, really trying to bosh it out too far. I think I'd cry if I broke my rods. So, fingers crossed. I'm confident. Last time I came here, was not confident at all. Don't know why, just wasn't. But today, I'm hoping to catch. Bobbin's going mental again. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off. Actually, I'll show you the swim. Wait a second. Right. There's a swim. Got a rod. A couple of metres past the end of those reeds there. And the other one's out there somewhere. Just down there. I threw about 10 balls of ground bait down there. Down the inside. Loads of corn pellets, particles, everything in there. I've got a bit of a tree here as well, which is interesting, but I haven't actually put any bait down there as yet. Alright, next time I see you, hopefully I'll have a fish. Oh, it's just dropping dark. No tench. I've had to change baits to I've got a pellet on one rod and then corn and plastic corn on the other, because the little fish were just taking everything off the hook. Don't actually know what time it is because I've left my phone at home. Never mind. I've just put out another 8 or 9 balls of ground bait on the margin rod. There's so many little fish out there. I reckon they must have eaten all the rest of it by now. Hopefully their activity is going to slow down now that it's dropping dark and they'll bugger off. So hopefully there'll be a nice carpet of feed down for the tench. just seen a big fish right in the edge under my rods when I was up and about buggering around with the ground bait or whatever I was doing. It whooshed off. I think it was a carp or a pike. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a tench. It was too explosive for a tench. It sounded like a decent sized fish, which is a good sign, I suppose. I think there's a fair few pike out there in front of me actually. I've seen the odd swirl and little fish scattering. I imagine it's pike. It'd be nice to think they were tench rolling off something, but I suspect not. We have a tench. There we go. A male, I reckon that's about 4 pound or so, I'd say. That was on a pellet. Didn't put up much of a fight, I must say. Just came straight in. This one's more like it. I've just weighed her. She's bang on 6 pound. That was on 2 worms. The last one I said was on pellet, but that wasn't on pellet. That was also on 2 worms. A couple of dendrobinas. Beautiful. That's a nice fish. Just had another good fish. Again on the worm, on the rod. That's a bit further out. This one's 5 pounds 7 ounces. It's lovely. Really cracking, good looking fish. Huge mouth. Look at the size of that. Ooh. That could eat a 30mm boilie, that, I reckon. Excellent. Look at that lovely fat one. Big pot belly. Guessing that's about 5.5 pound.